And why did you do that?
Well, we felt it was part of our duty to come down, talk to the people, ask for their forgiveness for our inadequate response 7 years ago. And we had a plaque we wanted to present the Davidians with.
Structural engineer on the Joe Campana project in Austin and on rebuilding the church, this memorial church. God bless you, George Pulliam.
Hey, George!
Then a few months later, Alex called me up again and said, "Hey, George, you want to do it again?" I said, "Sure, where?" He said, "Waco." I said, "What are we going to build?" He said, "A church." I said, "Okay." He said, "It's going to be at Mount Carmel." I said, "Absolutely, I'm in for it." So I drew up a set of plans, showed it to David Thibodeau, showed it to Clive. They really liked it. We started construction. That was about 32 weeks ago. So what you see here, since we only worked on Sundays, really, is the results of 32 days of construction. Hundreds of volunteers, $92,000 of donated cash that came in $5 bills, $10 bills, and a few very, very special people that donated thousands of dollars. So what you see here is the result of America. 200 years ago, this is what we did. If we needed a church, the community got together and built a church. If someone needed a barn, they got together and built a barn. If we needed a house, they'd get together and they would build a house. So we were able to build a house of worship. Now, why in the world did we have to do this 7 years after the place was burned down? I, like hundreds of other people, watched the news back in April 1993. And I couldn't understand why the government was doing that to a group, to a religious group. They have different beliefs than I did. Does that mean that we're supposed to kill them? They have different beliefs than I do. Does that mean that we send tanks in? No. They have different beliefs. Does that mean that we're supposed to send in the CS gas? No. They have different beliefs. Does that mean that we have a sniper across the street that takes out a woman breastfeeding her baby?
No.
Why has the American people allowed the federal government to do that to its people? I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But I sit back and I look and I think if the government can do that to the Branch Davidians, they can do it to the Baptists, they can do it to the Lutherans, they can do it to the Catholics, they can do it to the Jews, they can do it to the blacks, they can do it to the Mexicans, they can do it to anyone. And the only way that we can stop it is we have to stand up for what's right and build churches and build houses and build barns and build this nation back. Yeah. I would personally like to thank everyone that was involved in the rebuilding effort. Unfortunately, I don't have their names all memorized. But I know that they have come from everywhere. Mike has them memorized. He's going to read them all to us, starting right now. said, it has taken thousands of volunteers. And there's one little bitty story that I would like to relate to y'all as I get ready to close here. I am personally believing that the hand of God has rested over the top of this building. And the one little bitty key that I can remember is from basically day 2 of construction. Without getting into massive details, we drew up the plans. We had 150 some odd people out here ranging in age from about 4 to 80, digging holes for the footings, for the foundation for this building. The building, by the way, is built on a good foundation. I designed it. If y'all look around the side of the building, there are these cylindrical pieces of concrete that are holding the building up. And underneath that is a large pad of concrete. It's about 3 foot by 3 foot square. We needed 58 what are called sonocubes. It's just a cardboard form that creates the cylinders for the concrete to be poured into. We needed 58 of them. Alex put out the call, says, we need 58. I brought 4, someone else brought 2, someone else brought 1. You know how many were donated? 59.
I want to go ahead and bring Mike Hansen up here. He was also instrumental in building Joe Campana, the World War II veteran, a new home. And Mike has just given selflessly, along with many others, but especially Mike and George. And Mike has been the volunteer coordinator, sometimes getting hundreds of phone calls a day to the hotline in Austin, Texas, on top of the 2 jobs he performs, going home late into the night, calling people, getting up early in the morning, calling people, coming home at lunch to call people, out here several days a week, getting the material staged for the work on Sunday. It's just wonderful. And Mike's going to try to thank a lot of the people that help, but it's impossible. We're talking over 1,200 individuals that we've actually counted, not to mention folks who have come out and just given us a hand for a few hours. Mike Hansen, my cameraman, my buddy for 7 years. Mike Hansen, come up here. God bless you.
That's why we let Alex do the speaking. First of all, I want to thank God who brought Israel out of Egypt and made it possible for us to be here today together. These people are some of the best people I've ever met in my life. And what they have slandered, they have been slandered, and they have been put false witness on. And that's one thing, if anything, and also the people that are in prison, they need to come out. Building project, I would hope that the 7 that are still in prison would come out, and also that the American people would find out what the real truth is about the Davidians. They are some of the nicest people, God-fearing people I have ever met in my life.
But the point is that we're going to run the flag up again. The America that I grew up in, it was big enough for all of us. And all this effort, this entire effort here, has made me feel good about America again.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I was first told that I was just going to stand here and didn't expect to say anything. I think after 7 years, they make it sound as if you're supposed to have gotten over everything, and it's supposed to be just something that you went through and it's going to go on to life. 7 years later, it still hurts. And 7 years later, we still look at our pictures. We still think of our children and other people. But most of all, I think of the pain that they must have gone through. Coming here and standing before you, there's nothing compared to the time that they spent, those mornings, and those hours